Hello, this is Gerald Johan. I think it's a very good idea to have more and more examples of demonstrations how each letter behaves in a word, how you can recognize that, how you can understand that. It needs examples. You can't just have the theory and then expect that everybody makes out that sort of balance that is balancing itself out between these letters. There is a lot of guidance there, but I think the best guidance is simply the examples. So let's give you the example of step, how this is done step by step. And the S, as in the first place, is the best way how to understand it, is that it is not just quite away from your main perspective. You see here that green part is like it's the earth before you, that flat path that we count upon, and you have the sky there. The sky is the limit. Certain values like that are expressed with S are values that actually exceed the limitations of measurement. Where do you have them? You have them, for instance, in a kind of measurement which starts from infinity to zero, and in between there's a certain value where that quality, let's say, expresses itself. A good example is, for instance, every kind of quality that is a general quality, like for instance something is wet. You can't see how much it is wet, but it is wet. Okay, this is with a W, but something with S is like it's like juice. It's a measurement that you can sense, but how much it is, it's actually spreading. It is a quality that has as a distinction. You can distinct it, but the beginning and the ending are not defined, so you have to sense it. That's why the S is there. It's there, and you can define it, but you cannot define it by very strict measurements. That's how you have to measure the S. So if the S is there and it starts with S, it starts with an experience of a quality. You can experience it. It's a general quality, but it's not a defined quality. Where it is or how much it is, that's not possible in that sense, because it will change according to circumstances, how much you see, how much you perform it, and so on. This will be a variable. So that's why this is a different kind of value than, for instance, the next letter, the T. The T, which I will start from that S position that I have, is that point where I can measure it. So I start from experiencing it without borders to a certain measurement. So that is the kind of experience that we have. For instance, when we have when we sense something at a certain point, when you see, okay, now how much it is there at this moment, I have a measurement. I can sense, for instance, a taste, which is also with ST. This taste starts from something very general, so you can't define it what that taste is, but that moment that you taste it, you have a real measurement. It has its measurements. You can see how much it is, but it will differ in timing and context, and that's how you have to understand the letter S. So S and T means I have an experience, and at a certain point I can measure it at that specific point, how much it is, what the values are. And the A says that these values are also produced with or producing a movement, a change. It's related with a change. It has a value, and that shows its change. So how much that changed also on the letter S. And with P again, it shows the product of it. So how much at the end you have it. And that's actually what the step is. It measures some things that I sense first, which is not directed to say like this is so much or so this is the exact value, but at a certain point the measurements of the change itself, of the step itself, tells you how much the lift in P is done. And that's what the step is. The step is actually this measurement which you first sense and perform actually as well in this case, but you sense it first, then you go to the measurement itself, and then you have that amount of lifted up placement as well that you have in the results at the end. It's just one step. So this is one step at a time. The steps are not related with steps. They can be related with steps, but it can be just one step at a time. It can be just a foot step as well. Or it can even be related with that step. And how is this step related with this step? It is also again a product with a reference to this just one step one step at a time, where you have this one step up and related with that timing that you perform with it as well. I hope you have a better understanding now of the letter S and the context, how you have to associate it to understand it with the letter, and even when it has the letter T in the next as a next letter, understand that context as well, and it ends with P as that end product in the end after the measurements in time. Hope these are clear as well. So thanks again for watching. This was Gerald van Maas again. There's a website too, there's a books too, there's a Facebook too, and so on. Thanks again. Bye.